Why would anyone watch this for even 5 minutes? I'm not talking about listening to it. I'm saying watch, because all you're doing is seeing me unable to sit still. So doing kind of a Stevie Wonder or Michael J. Fox impression. Kind of pointless. But I guess that's the point, isn't it? Cooter level alert. You're getting the short end of the stick with Palm Swipes after. A bikini out the throat of the latest episode of Mom Swipes Left, an unmarked units podcast with two middle-aged women who will ride out the apocalypse with a doctor, a retired sex worker, and a tap dancing gay. This is episode 108 about MSL episode 246. I'm your host, Pomme de Terre. I would give this week's episode a 6 out of 5 potato eyes, mostly because Jen and Carol were having so much fun bringing the hilarity to us. My laugh track rundown. Let's see, the first thing I think I laughed at was Carol's increasingly offensive Indian thing for Indigenous Peoples Day. It's a shame it really wasn't more audible so we could truly get the impact of her uvulating, or I don't even know if there's a term for it for Native Americans. It's definitely not Indian. Excuse me. Anywho, a lot of grievances with Jen as Carol's new employee. Not least of all was, in my mind, calling Jen a secondhand person. I know she meant her number two, her right hand, probably, but a secondhand person, which is the phrase that she used, really implies that Jen's just a human being on consignment. Not inaccurate, but a bit of a slam. Jen seems to be having problems keeping her pants up and refuses to buy a belt or suspenders would be my recommendation. Perhaps both. Though in the end, Jen did promise not to drop trow in front of others in the office, and will plead poverty if she does, though I'm a little confused by that, because wouldn't poor people be more likely to split their pants because they can't afford enough material? Or have issues with muffin top spillage? And I know that just opens up two realms of sight gags for Jennifer. She's going to try to split her pants now and probably let her gut roll over the top as much as possible. Oh, Jen's impression of the vacuum sound in The Office sounded a lot like the intro to the Breeders' Cannonball to me. Cooter level alert, I don't quite get. I'm picturing it a little better than I did the first time I heard it, but Carol, why are you bending over so far in front of people? Because yes, that deserves a warning. Or Jen, were you doing it as well, you said it was a service. So is it truly a warning to Carol not to get too close to the smell? But everybody wants to get close to that smell. You tout it so highly. Why would anybody need warning? I had questions about you saying, see you next Tuesday to a coworker as a test of his with itness. But I'm confused, as I often am, about whether you literally said the words, "See you next Tuesday," or if you said cunt to him. Did you call him a cunt? That might be inappropriate, but saying "see you next Tuesday" and testing whether he got the joke is fair game in my mind. Jen's grievance about Carol emailing everyone in the office about what Jen's working on instead of just talking to her about it, I agree is on the passive aggressive side and inefficient. Carol, I'd say you can track everyone in the office's work using Microsoft Planner and SharePoint. So you can just see at a glance, everyone can see at a glance what they're working on. Maybe if they're overlapping and can work together on something. I'm not saying it's in anyone's interest to monitor their coworkers' activities, because that just gets silly and annoying. But better than tracking tons and tons of emails that theoretically are telling you what you should be working on. Why not have it all in one place so it's easy to check? And no, I am not a paid sponsor or endorser for Microsoft, but I could be. The notable news song "Shit of My Life" was fun. You hear the hesitation and you're saying, "What?" It was perfect. It was pretty damn perfect. But you didn't mention news at all. You were so focused on shitting. That's all I'll say about that. I have a note about Detroit, Michigan, which, yeah, I always find it funny when people say the state of obvious places. Oh, yeah, we're going to Las Vegas, Nevada. Oh, you don't mean Las Vegas on the Riviera? That's all. Paul Vanderplow, just because you have to say it again, with his dog Butkus. Probably named after the funniest football player who ever lived, Dick Butkus. That's right, his name was Dick Butkus, and you would not want to laugh at his face about that. Handling himself, I forgot to work that in somewhere. Carol invented Detroit style meth use, where you dip a cucumber in the meth and stick it up your butt. Probably would work. Not sure what Detroit would say about it. Oh, I really enjoyed Carol's splooge sound effect for the men jacking off in school parking lots. I enjoyed the baby poopies conversation about the woman trying to smuggle, well, she wasn't really trying to smuggle, but bringing baby giraffe poop into the country to make a necklace. And Jen's suggestion that anemonizing should be a must for everyone coming back in the country. Anemizing or enemizing, which if I don't have a hyphen just says enemazing, as in the corn. Sky shit, funny. Already talked about the bomb shelter. That was a great conversation about who to take with you. That's Amore, always fun. I did terribly. My only comment is that Cats is no longer on Broadway, but I get the point. The only one I got, proudly, was Vertebrae, which was one of the ones Carol did not get, so stick that in my pipe and backpack around Europe. I loved Bon Jovi sauce, tomato in a jarre. And hooray! Jen finally put a sheet on her bed. Congrats. Shit, 10 minutes?